How to spice up your proposals with video. So, probably in most cases, your prospects that have agreed to a proposal, once you've done your consult calls and you've figured out what they need, and you're like, oh, they're like perfect, I can totally help them. And you put together a proposal and then you email it to them, and there's crickets. Yeah, that happens because here's the thing, they're not just getting a proposal from you, they're getting it from 1, 2, 3 other experts that they're shopping around, right? Any good business person or person for that matter shops around. So, how do you make your proposal stand out a little differently? If this is someone that you've just met, if it's someone that you really haven't deepened the relationship with, you're still at the, sticking your toe in the water from the standpoint of building that relationship. Having a proposal opportunity is a great opportunity. It means they're interested and they want to see what you can do for them. But the way you wrap it, meaning how you deliver it to them and how you facilitate their decision making, is super important. So I'll tell you a story. So I had this one colleague that I met at a event. It was an event it was in November of 2019, and it was a business form of business school. And I sat next to this gentleman, and we had a great conversation. And I wasn't sure if he was a real prospect for me or if he was just a great guy that we were in similar businesses and so on. And over time, I, stayed in touch with him as any good business person should do with a new relationship. And we got on, I think, a phone call, and he was talking about having some challenges with marketing or something where I was like, I can help you with that. And so I offered to him, I said, well, why don't you let me just put something together for you to, kind of help you work through that, and we'll see if it makes sense. And so I put a simple proposal together. It wasn't a big deal. It was, a very kind of medium type project, great starter project. And for some reason, I felt compelled to shoot a video to accompany the proposal. And my proposals are pretty straightforward. They're easy to understand. I always create really good context in the first conversation and then, make sure that they're clear on everything. Try not to get too caught up in marketing ease or sales ease, the lingo, if you will, that comes so naturally to me because that's my world. And I was like, I want to do something different. I want to actually go deliver this to him with a video. So after I put the proposal together, I just sat in front of my computer just like this, and I recorded a video just for him. So I dressed him personally. I acknowledged, and appreciated the fact that he took the time to have a conversation with me, that I really understood where he was, where he was at, what he was kind of considering, and gave him a couple options. And then I walked through the proposal. I said, well, this is what I think would be great for you. Almost as if I was sitting there across the desk from him, reviewing it in person. And it was amazing because he responded immediately when I sent that to him and said, this is awesome. I love it. And I could just feel he was lit up by the fact that I took the time to create a personal video for him. Now, there's a lot of ways to do personalized video and email and all that stuff, but I think that when we stop for a second and look at ways in which we can infuse our 1000%. So when we're on that video, we're really being full out us because we want to give them a taste of what it's like when they work with us, what it's going to be like. How, are we lighthearted? Are we funny? Do we swear? Are we super serious? Are we laser focused? Where's our strengths? There's also a way, depending on how much you know or sense about your prospect, to infuse that into your conversation. Like I always use Five Voices profiles from Steve Cockram and Jeremy Kubicek. Great book, by the way. It's kind of a way to identify people's communication styles. Just like Myers-Briggs, Strength Finders, DISC, all those profiles. This is just another one, and I always like to find where people's voices are because I'm a big communicator, and I want to understand how they listen and how they like to communicate. And so I always infuse all of my communications and style around their particular voice, if I know it at that point. So usually when they're a client is when I do that first. I have them do their Five Voices assessment so I know what voice that they are dominant in. Anyway, so all those little things you can infuse into your video and infuse a little personal stuff too. Not necessarily yours unless something funny is going on that you think will tickle them. Really depends on the temperature of the relationship and how comfortable you feel with that prospect. So that's a great way for you to infuse more fun and make your proposals have that much more punch when you send them out. Send a video to keep it company.